I'm unmuted. Wait up. Hello everyone, I'm MJ Heroes. And welcome to Los Amigos podcast. So, a quick reminder before we start the podcast. Here is a letter from During Returning Gaming. Hello everyone. Today I have to go somewhere with my fams, so I just gotta leave a letter here. So, enjoy the podcast. That is a letter from Brent. Unfortunately, he won't be joining the podcast for three weeks in a row, something like that. Yeah, 3 weeks in a row.
What's our topic for today?
Our topic for today is problem and solution. Yeah. So.
What?
Problem and solution. Basically, once you have a problem, you have to find a solution to that problem, right? Okay. So, Matthews, can you think of one problem? Besides math problems, of course, like one problem.
Problems?
Yeah.
And then I do today.
Okay, it's fine.
I have one.
Okay. May you tell us?
Yeah, two. World hunger.
Huh?
World hunger.
A world hunger. Yes, that is exactly a problem. You see? It's like...
It's a problem for a lot of people, especially in some countries in Africa.
Yeah, that is one example of a problem. Now, I just want to ask a question. What is a solution to world hunger? Is there even an actual solution? Thanks, Matthews?
No, I'm not a scientist.
Okay. You don't have to answer it. Just answer it from your view.
I don't know. I don't have any ideas.
Yeah, okay. Yes, that's just an example of the many problems that we're going to talk about.
I think I have a solution for them.
Yes? What solution?
Okay. Huh?
You said you have a solution, right?
Yes.
What is it?
Never mind it. I don't have like that. I don't have a big light right now.
Well, did you even think of it?
No?
Okay. So yeah, that's just one of the problems that we're gonna talk about in this podcast, and we're gonna solve them. Besides math problems, of course, but math problems go like this: 3 times 4 equals 12. 5 times 6 equals 30. Those are math problems. But we're gonna talk about just general life problems, maybe political problems. Obviously, not political problems. Because we don't want to be political in this podcast, you know? Like, this podcast is just fun. Yeah. Oh, wait. I actually forgot to do the screen thing. I'm sorry about that. Bro, what is this topic? Wait up. Okay, okay. So if you guys are confused of what a problem and solution is, do I really have to explain it? Basically, we just find problems and how to solve them. That's pretty much it. And for you guys who want to know the meaning of problems, I bet you guys don't want to. Basically, wait up. Okay. So basically, a problem is like one thing you come across that is not good, and a solution is basically a way to either reverse that or let you cope with it. Mm-hmm. Okay. Honestly, people might find this topic like not really a good topic, but we've come across multiple podcast problems, and I'm here to speak up about it. First up is security problems. I guess data privacy problems where we may accidentally reveal information about classified people or something like that. And that's one of the problems. Another problem that we may or may not have solved in season 1 is the problem with the live thing. About how if it's not a moving image, it won't capture. Yo, Matthews. Hello? You here?
Yo.
Okay. So Matthews, do you remember that one time where we recorded a podcast and the podcast like for example the podcast was 1.5 hours and but when you went to replay the podcast it became 30 minutes only. You remember that, Matthews? Hello?
Did you log in?
Hmm?
You're logging through Gmail.
I'm lagging? Wait, what? I'm out. Wait up. Can you hear me now, Matthews? Clearly? Okay, guys, so it's just me now. Because, well, basically, everyone else is doing something. Especially Brent. They're going out. But, there's actually one thing we want to announce. Do you guys want to change the schedule of the podcasts? Because every time we do podcasts, it's always in the time where the members are always going out, leading us to be incomplete. And, like, even if the 8 p.m. podcast solves that, even if the 8 p.m. podcast solve that, well, we don't do that frequently. Like evening podcasts, we don't do that frequently. And every time we do a podcast, there's always gotta be one person, or at least all people absent. And that's become quite a problem. And we're probably gonna change the schedule depending on the plans. So, wait up. Okay. So, this is probably just me, but I'll ask the others if they want to change the schedule of the podcast and what time they want it. If there is no other available time, we'll probably change it to 8 to accommodate uh, the other members of the podcast. But 8 may be a little too late because we haven't exactly put a time limit to the podcast. That's why the longest podcast, which was last episode, is there for 2 hours long, and it was nighttime. And if we do it at 8, we may get a little sleepy after. So that's not exactly a good schedule either, because even though it's a solution to the 6 p.m. problem, it creates a new problem with the members' sleep schedule. Especially members who sleep early and are still out at that time. But we'll think about it. Also, we may think about doing the podcast a little earlier so that like we can, so that before people go out, we can get it done with. That's also one of the problems of this podcast, the scheduling. I chose 6 because back when I was live streaming in MJ Heroes Live in this channel, I used to live stream every 9 a.m. in the morning at the Philippines time. I live stream playing games and other stuff like that. But if I ever missed an upload or I missed live streaming in 9 a.m., my catch-up time is 6 p.m. And since I didn't really have that much to catch up to, except the podcast and except for my upload goals, my upload number goals, I just made the podcast to 6 because I did that because because that's just generally it. And also, people won't get sleepy, and after we're finished, we can actually eat dinner, like, in our respective houses. And that's it. That's one of the other problems. So there's about 3 problems we've encountered. Since I'm the only one here. Actually the 4th problem is member absence, but that's only because of these factors. But besides these factors, everything else just, yeah. Besides these factors, they just am absent they just are absent because they're doing something or they're outside. So that's pretty much it. So we'll be on to fix that. I actually ask the others. Wait. This episode was supposed to be a second introduction, but since we have a lot of problems, it's kind of ironic how I made this, how we made this podcast. The podcast topic is problem and solution, and then we have a lot of problems in this podcast that we're talking about, and yeah. Also, if we do it at 4, the chances of them being outside is higher because that's a way earlier time to be outside and actually a more viable time to be outside instead of 6, which is nighttime already. So that's kind of not good because obviously the time overlaps, but yeah. Okay, ask them. Hopefully they go through the poll. And honestly, this is why we've never come close to a perfect podcast yet. Even though it is the second season, we still haven't got that proper podcast setup yet. Like, yeah. We haven't, we're still not used to it even after 13 episodes. Which is kind of explainable because we are new to podcasts and we're trying our best. That's pretty much it. So yeah, so all we have to do is just wait. If at least one member joins, it's fine. Okay. So that's mainly every single problem. Wait up, guys. I'm calling someone. I'm calling Cold PC. Wait. Not there. I'm gonna call him in Discord. Hopefully he picks up.
Hello?
Yo, can you join the podcast?
NJ?
Yes. Can you join the podcast? Hello?
Hold on a minute.
Okay. Just join in the link. So that's cool PC, guys. I don't know if you can join,
Hello?
but can you? Okay. Wait up. So, Cool PC is joining. We have at least one member. X Matthews, I can't exactly explain his reasons, but he's just doing something else. I can't explain though because I don't have his consent yet. As for joining returning gaming, as the letter is sent in the beginning, yeah, he's going somewhere. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't even know, man. Yeah, Drunk Return Gaming is going somewhere. And as for Soup Can, I believe he's doing this update thingy. But that's all I can get. So, as for Cold PC, still unlikely he joins, but more likely than Soup Can and Drunk Returning Gaming, for all we know. And yeah. So that's the problems we're trying to solve. We've kind of solved most of them. So that's good. The first problem, I just made the moving image, which is this. We've talked about this multiple times. And we're probably gonna have a different topic next time, an actually interesting topic, because we're still not in the level of good topics and other stuff. So yeah, that's basically what we're saying. Second problem, data privacy. I've deleted certain episodes because some of those episodes we accidentally said a bunch of private information that we're not allowed to say to the public. That's why we deleted it. Luckily, I have a solution. You know how episode 1 was split to 2? I made the second part episode 2. And as for episode 8, I made the April Fool's episode 8. So that... Yo, Cool PC. Hello.
Hi.
So...
Hold on. My earphones aren't connected yet.
Okay.
I need that.
So he's officially here. Yeah, we have at least one member here, you know? Even after Alex Matthews left, because he was about to do something. So, yeah. So we fixed that problem. Third problem that we're trying to fix as we speak is podcast schedule. We'll ask Cool PC if what he thinks of the schedule, if we should change it. And once majority says yes, we will. If people say no, we're keeping it because, yeah, basically we just follow each other. That's it. And yeah. Okay, so we'll just wait here.
Okay, so it just connected. What were you talking about again?
Basically, our topic for today is problem and solution. Basically, I was talking about the podcast problems and how we fixed them. So, if you haven't heard, here's problem number 1, which was before you even joined in. We recorded a podcast that was 1 hour 30 minutes long, but it got reduced to 30 minutes. You want to know why?
Why?
Because when I was using the streaming software, and when I was recording the image, a still image, like it wasn't moving. So that led to it being cut down, because for some reason, if it's a still image, it's not going to capture. Only a little bit of it got captured, and that's basically been a problem since from episode 1 to 5. You want to know how we Yeah.
Episode 1 to 5 in what?
Season 1, and in totality, episode 1 to 5, and also, yes. Also, you want to know how we fixed it?
How?
Basically, I made a new design in Canva, like a presentation thingy, and then I started to autoplay it so that it does, so that it gets captured. Like this new one we're using. Like the moving clock thingy, that's one of the first I made. And then in episode 9, I used the old one, but our names were flashing colors. And that's how we fixed it, and how we fixed that first problem.
So actually, the entire time that you were talking about, I was trying to figure out what you were even talking about in the first place. Isn't that just the screen in the live thing in YouTube?
Yes, exactly.
You know when you like go on YouTube and then yeah, that's it, right?
Yeah, the problem is when it doesn't move, there's problems. It doesn't capture. But when it does move, it captures. So that's the
Like
solution.
what exactly does it capture? Like the
The
voice.
image and the voice.
Oh, okay.
So we may have said some details that got cut out of the podcast, and we finally fixed that. But we have more problems. You want to know the
And that
second
is
problem?
sure.
In most of the podcasts, mainly 2 and 8, we have said a lot of private information about other people or even ourselves that we aren't allowed to reveal in YouTube.
Yeah.
So, I had to private all of those videos because
So yeah.
that is
So because that's like the videos that contain all of your
of the private
private
information.
information.
And
Yeah,
because
that's
if I didn't
actually
remove them,
dangerous.
it may be okay for me, but I have chances of being stalked. But besides me, it will not be okay for the person that we're name dropping because we don't have the consent of that person, and we may be charged of what crime is it related to like revealing private information online.
Hold on. I'm actually going to Google that. This is I do not know. I heard of it, but I think doxing, maybe doxing.
Wait up. Okay, in the Philippines,
I think
the primary law governing information privacy, the Data Privacy Act of 2012, Republic Act number 10173, which aims to protect individuals' fundamental right to privacy while ensuring the free flow of information. So basically, wait up. So basically, that's the law of data privacy. But what about the crimes about data privacy? The cyber. Also, it's like a cyber crime.
yeah. I mean, yeah,
Un-
obviously because
unauthorized access to personal information, improper processing of personal data, data breaches and leaks, cybercrime. But that's not what we're doing. We're actually doing like we're revealing private information, like that we're not allowed to reveal. So the penalties is imprisonment for from 1 year to 3 years, and up to 6 years for more sensitive personal informations. The fine can be 500,000 pesos or up to 4 million pesos, depending on the severity of the offense. So yeah,
that's really bad.
so
Oh,
so that's why we had to delete those episodes. But luckily, I had a replacement for those episodes because we can't break the episode count. You know?
what were those episodes?
Oh, basically, they were just normal episodes, but revealed a bunch of information we shouldn't even reveal. Like our full names, somebody else's full names, and number, and yeah. And
Yeah, that is pretty dangerous, you know.
yeah, and without the specific person's consent.
Me personally, I do not really like sharing so much about myself in like
But
these podcasts.
also, cool
But
PC.
in the previous podcast, like while I wasn't in those podcasts, like did you and Jeremy Tainer Gaming and X Matthews like share a bunch of private information with each other?
We only share private information if we're off cam. So, for the sake of the person for the our protection, I will tell you off cam what those problems were.
Alright.
We basically the only way I fixed the episode count is, luckily I had a problem with episode 1. You want to know my problem with episode 1?
What?
When so I forgot to set auto lock off, and then when I left Matthews to, like, I was just gonna go somewhere because, like, I was gonna go downstairs or something. I told Matthews to take over the podcast, but I forgot I had auto lock on. So when it auto locked and I could press it so it won't lock, my screen turned off and the recording got cut. But I broadcasted a new live stream, which is part 2 of episode 1, which was a problem. But we kept nevertheless we kept the podcast.
So you just continued it.
Until we finished. And I used that part 2 as episode 2.
Like when you came back to thing being cut off. Well, is it just like you just immediately went to episode 2 and then?
No, actually, back when we recorded the first ever episode, we just made it episode 1 part 2, not episode 2.
Oh, okay.
But after this problem about the private information and how I had to private the videos, I changed the title to episode 2. As you can see in the podcast playlist, if you're even looking at it, it's episode 2 now.
So basically, like, what was supposed to be episode 1 part 2 was switched over to episode 2.
Yes. Yes, which I kind of got lucky with that problem, it becoming a solution in the future, but there was still one more episode I had to fix. Episode 8. Which, just so you know, has the most amount of private information about our personal lives.
Like you guys just talked a bunch of your personal lives in episode 8.
Yeah, information we shouldn't even reveal, but it was mostly other people's informations, like our classmates. They probably won't give us consent, so we just deleted it because we made a huge blunder in even talking about them.
Yeah, that would suck. That sucks.
And one of the people that we revealed information was watching, told us to delete the video. So
yeah, that's kind of reasonable, you know. Like,
we did delete that video.
Obviously, they did not want to be part of something, you know, that they aren't a part of or being mentioned of.
Yeah.
So that's reasonable, yeah.
Also, since I'll tell you later, off camera, what it's about, who that person is, and yeah.
Alright, yeah, sure.
The only way I was able to fix it is before season 2 started. Me and Matthews recorded this April Fool's video. Yeah, because it's April Fool's. I made it episode 8, just so that we wouldn't lose the episode count, and it doesn't seem confusing. So that's why I made it episode 8, and now we fixed that problem.
Hold on. I'm going to go on YouTube and then I know, like, I'm subscribed to your channel.
MJ Heroes. MJ was live.
MJ
Okay,
was live.
just go to Los Amigos podcast playlist, episode season 1. Like, just search it up, and you'll probably see it.
Alright, yeah, here. Problem and solution.
Yeah, that's the current podcast
Alright, so
right now.
I'm over here now in problem and solution.
Okay, so you want to know the third problem?
What?
This is actually a new problem that just started. That is just starting. You want to know what it is?
What?
Our schedule. Our podcast
Oh, yeah, the
schedule.
schedule.
So, you want to know why it's a problem?
Why?
Because, like, every time we do a podcast, there's always going to be the members that are absent because they're going out somewhere. Because,
Yeah.
they always got to be out at that exact time, like 6 or 5:30.
Six,
Yeah?
5, around 6 or 5 is like whenever we do these podcasts. Like,
Yeah, the schedule is 6 p.m. The reason I made that the schedule is because when I'm live streaming and I forget to live stream at 9 a.m., I use 6 p.m. as catch up time. But
Alright.
since I don't have to catch up anything, I just use 6 p.m. without thinking of the consequences.
so like 6 p.m. is like your go-to whenever like you're gonna host or start the
Yes.
podcast.
But if everyone is outside during that time, which is like 90% of the time, we do podcasts at 8. Remember episode 14?
Oh.
We started that at 8,
But
right?
yeah, we ended in 8. I mean, we did, yeah. Yeah, we did.
Yeah. And it starts becoming a problem because originally a harmless schedule became the schedule of absence of most of our members, mainly during Retainer Gaming, Soup Can, and yeah, and it was just me and Matthews that were doing this podcast, and it became
So
a
yeah, inactivity is just like one of the problems that's starting to arise.
yeah, but the problem is not with the members themselves, but it's the schedule of going outside, because Brent's usual schedule is 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. If not 6, he's going out. He actually sent a message to us like in the beginning of the podcast. During Retainer Gaming, where he would be absent.
He isn't going to attend or something like that.
Yeah. If he's not going out at 6, maybe he already did go out like earlier, and he's still not home. That's one of the problems. That's why we're incomplete. As for Soup Can, 6, honestly, it's not a problem for him. He's just too busy doing other stuff. As for Matthews,
Yeah.
he joins mostly. Like he's more active than any other member except for me in the podcast. But there are times that he can't join or has to join in late because he is also going at that time. Yeah. And
Yeah.
the more podcasts we make, the more of a problem that becomes. Yeah, most of the podcasts, Brent is absent. There's only been about 6 episodes where he was in, even though he's one of the main hosts of this podcast, which is kind of problematic. Yeah.
I feel like that there should be a time where everyone in the Los Amigos group agrees on what time that we should start a podcast. So yeah,
Exactly.
kind of like my idea.
Exactly. I actually made a poll. You can vote in it. Should we change the podcast schedule? If you want to vote, you can. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. A matter of fact, I am actually gonna do that right now. Hold on. I am going to vote.
But actually, do you actually want to change the schedule?
Yeah,
Because,
I mean, 6 p.m. isn't that bad in my opinion.
like, it's after we finish, we eat, right?
Yeah. Like, around that time, we also got to eat or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, after we finish the podcast, we're tired, so we just eat, and then we sleep. The problem...
And by the time, we end the podcast, in 6 p.m., it's like our bedtime, right? Around 10, 9,
Yeah.
something like that.
And, even though it's not really a problem generally, the fact that more people have been absent at that time is really concerning, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's not about the time itself, it's about the frequency of the absence in that specific time.
Yeah.
As for the catch-up time, 8. It is not quite bad because most of the podcast members are home. We choose to start at 8:30 if most of us are not home yet. Episode 3 was actually the first podcast to be started at 8. One of the first besides the pilot, because the pilot isn't even like a real podcast. It was the first instance of the problem that I talked about, the first problem taking effect. So that's why we didn't quite make that episode 1. The only way 8 becomes problematic is since there's no... Technically, if there is a time limit in the podcast, like 1 hour, it's not much of a problem. But sleep schedule.
MJ,
Yes.
like when you said that, I just immediately thought of episode 14.
Yeah, exactly. Which is actually the longest podcast, and it will remain the longest. Yeah, because we're gonna add a time limit to the podcast, like an out time. Like after an hour of starting, we just end. Yeah.
Like for me, I'm already good at like 1 hour and a half. That's already enough for me, you know.
Yeah, and yeah.
Although, what even is the current like the time where you stop the podcast?
Basically, whenever we want to, like 7 or 7:15, and if we feel like it's 7:30. But yeah, that's
when you guys like feel burnt out or tired, like
yeah, and the podcast actually becomes boring, we just end it.
Okay. When you like don't have any more content to talk about, something like that.
Yeah, and then we just end the podcast. And generally, the time limit should be an hour because we're going to eat anyways, and we are forced to stop it because that's literally the time people eat. So yeah.
And
Yes.
you can't forget about the bedtimes.
yeah, bedtime, which is probably 9:30 or 10. But here's a reason why 8 p.m. is a problematic time. You want to know?
How?
Even without the time, even with a time limit, sleep schedule is the main factor. Because that is almost a time where we're gonna sleep. So like,
Yeah.
we're gonna end really late at night, and then we're gonna end up sleeping late because we're still doing the podcast. And even if like episode 14 is the instances of even without a time schedule, even without a time limit, the podcast still becomes problematic through sleep schedules. So like either way, it's still problematic.
Yeah.
You remember that we slept late because we had to like we were doing the podcast.
Yeah.
I was actually planning to
I
end
I
it.
had I had I was so determined to like get the Sentinel skin in Piggy that night because I actually I actually came back in Piggy and got the last page, and yeah, so I did get it. You know, I was tired at the time, so yeah.
Yeah, I
Pretty
also
worth it though. I gotta admit, pretty worth it.
also you remember the times where I was trying to convince you to end for us to end the podcast because like I want to end it in under 1 hour, but you still insisted to keep doing the podcast, right?
Yeah.
But even the time limit and the duration of the podcast doesn't really matter because like the extra minutes in the time duration is just when the podcast is like the podcast it's still is has started, but it's not 6 yet, so it's not really a problem. That's probably why episode 14 was the longest. It could have been 1.5 hours if the screen actually it won't make a difference because I started the podcast like 5 minutes prior to like 5 minutes prior to like us like I started the live stream prior to the podcast, so
Like 5 minutes for all of the members to join.
no actually there's a 10 minutes call time. Do you guys ever read the GC?
Oh, I'm not really that active in the DC.
Yeah, but I told everyone there was a 10 minutes call time.
I
Where
do,
you,
like the first time I appeared in these podcasts, I do remember you saying that.
yeah, that you have to join you have to join 10 minutes before the podcast starts, so that like we
And
can
then like
plan out. Yeah.
and then like 5 minutes, then and then 5 minutes you start the initial podcast, right?
Yeah, basically in those 10 minutes we just basically plan, but that's not really being followed by most members because of the podcast schedule. But
So,
we will try to follow that. Um
all right.
another schedule. Okay, what do you think our new schedule should be?
Like start time to end time.
Yeah. But yeah.
For me, I'm guessing I kind of like starting in the middle of the afternoon, like 4 o'clock, 4 p.m. Then we end at 7. That's already like 3. That's already 3 hours. Never mind.
Yeah, 4 to 5 probably. I also had that thought. You know?
You know, because a lot of people are more active during the
afternoon. Yeah.
Because 5 p.m. to 6, because like 6 p.m. is already nighttime, you know.
And also, another problem why that's probably a good time is because anywhere too early, like we probably haven't woken up yet. Like we just ate breakfast, or we just showered. So yeah,
Yeah, so yeah, sometimes like early isn't a good thing, right?
yep. That's why we have to start a little in the middle. And especially after we talk about the problematic time of 6 and 8.
Yeah. Okay.
And since we have more things to talk about, I'm actually gonna make this 1 hour and 15 minutes, so that we can talk about it more. You know.
So, how many more like problems do you want to share with me?
Basically, this podcast topic is all about problem and solution. So, can you give me an example of a problem, please?
Where's up? I don't really have any problems.
Like
Because,
world problems, like generally life problems.
like, time is one thing, but we're already discussing about it right now.
Yeah.
Maybe like devices or something. Like we won't be able to
Screen time.
devices.
Screen time, right?
Yeah.
That is actually a good problem because most of us encounter that problem. So,
Like each member having to like stay in the podcast for a temporary amount of time, and then like
leaving
few-
leaving halfway.
yeah.
Yeah, that's actually what Brent did in episode 4. I'm actually making callbacks to certain episodes because we are talking about problem and solution. And yeah. So that's why we're trying to fix the podcast problems because it's season 2 now. We're a little more into this podcast thing. Back then we were a little unexperienced. No, if not like unexperienced. Yeah, we.
And I'm a new character in the podcast. I'm a new character.
Yeah. Also, fun fact. During Returning Gaming was actually the one who thought of a podcast. Like besides me, he also wanted to do a podcast. Yes.
I watched your old videos actually. You used to do a lot of live streams
Yeah. I
on
actually
the main channel. That is in the main channel.
Wait, I only did one live stream in the main channel, and I can no longer live stream on my main because I was live streaming Piggy, and then there was copyrighted music, and then even like I got copyright striked, and then I got revoked the ability to live stream, and I can no longer live stream. That's why I kept MJ Heroes live. That was probably the best.
So you made an old and one of those accounts like those YouTubers make to do a specific thing.
Okay, this is actually why keeping live was a good decision. So in 2022, since live channels and main channels being a separate thing were a thing before, I made a live channel, and that's where I live streamed in OBS Studios.
Yeah, that was what I was.
Yeah,
talking about,
exactly.
right?
And I followed into that. And then I only made one live stream in 2022. While I was in 2023, when I was deciding what channel of mine to delete, MJ was live. I planned on using it in the future, and it was actually a best decision that I didn't thought of deleting it, because if I deleted it in 2023, I don't think I would have been able to live stream last year or even now.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah, that's
so that first
that's a good decision in your end.
yeah, that decision I made like 3 years ago helped me in the long run. Because I never thought I would even use
Yeah.
because I never thought I would even use MJ Heroes Live, and then after that,
Like during the time in 2023 when you were deciding on which channel to delete, you haven't done any live streams on that MJ Heroes Live.
I only did one live stream in 2022, which was me playing this old game, Raise a Floppa.
Oh yeah, I remember that game.
Yeah, and I died multiple times there. I haven't actually played the sequel yet, but yeah. And that
I've
was
actually decided to play that game. I don't really play blank games, you know.
yeah, but
So
that
you
was
continue. We're going off topic.
yeah. That was the first live stream I made in that channel. The first live stream I did in my main channel was just me recording myself in a camera, doing a bunch of random stuff, like role playing, and doing like random things, basically.
Like you had your camera on you.
Yeah, and I was doing random things. I was even role playing.
Oh my! Oh.
Yeah, which was probably in that year I actually made one role play, like one film, which was like MJ Heroes Lore, as we know it today. But it was supposed to be just a simple April Fool's prank, where there was like this guy that came into my house. He actually was the one who sent me an email. That was actually a Rickroll. And then, as a joke, we fought each other. I actually didn't have a script. That's why it was so cringe as heck.
What?
You know, like the old April Fool's video, which you know as MJ Heroes Lore now, was just a simple, unscripted thing, like cringe thing I just made, like a role play, a cringe role play.
And there was like no script. There was no like thing you followed. You just made up the whole thing.
I just ad-libbed. The only scripted part was the email thing. But besides that, the fighting scenes, I just thought of that on the spot. Yeah.
And like the dialogue that the characters say, are they scripted or not scripted as well?
They were not scripted. And then a year after I made that, I decided to turn it into a fully edited version. Because back then, I was just screen recording multiple clips to turn them into one video.
And it was all like raw. There wasn't any editing, or there was still some editing.
There's actually no editing in my in 2021 to the first half of 2022. All I did was basically just screen record all of the clips I recorded. I screen recorded it in one video, and then that's what I uploaded to YouTube. You can see like in my old videos there was like these movies and TV where I was just switching around while recording it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all I did. And I lasted a while with that until I got my iPad and I downloaded iMovie. I already had iMovie. And then I learned how to use iMovie. And then yeah.
Is iMovie like one of those editing software?
Yeah, editing software. And in iMovie, I learned how to use it, and then I slowly shifted into iMovie. And when online class was slowly beginning to end, and it was actually just face-to-face classes, I started to not use my computer, and then because at that time my computer was had low memory, low storage, and then it slowly, and the monitor was having problems, so I abandoned it. I abandoned it.
So you
Yeah.
like before you used your computer, but it didn't really have that much memory. It was so like
It didn't have much
low
memories
quality.
left because of the gigabytes of videos I made.
Yeah, and the size of the video.
Yeah, it was just a slow Windows 10. I don't know the specs, but yeah.
It was like one of those low end computers, right?
It was just for school purposes, like online class. That was its only purpose. And then after the origin of my channel, slowly turned it into like a recording computer where I record my YouTube videos in. And yeah,
Okay.
basically, yeah. That everything was so connected. Dang it.
Also, can I ask you one thing?
Yeah.
So, when you said that you were using your PC for like recording your videos, did you use your PC for like the editing, or did you like use your other devices for the editing?
For the first half of 2022 and the beginning of my channel, there was no editing. I have told you many times. I only screen record. Wait, I only screen recorded the clips to turn them into one video. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I did not do any editing. I barely had any budget to get an editing app. Not even the free ones. So,
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
and honestly, I lasted 1.5 year with doing that, and then I got 50 subscribers from doing that stupid stuff, that cringe stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you still cringe to those till this day?
No, not really, because like I actually think they were funny and were the golden days of my channel, like the greatest days of my channel. Those were the
Like
good
they were
times.
they were like the very like those were like the things that made like your channel like successful.
Yeah, that's the core of my channel. The unedited things. Like that editing, like me not editing the videos and just doing funny stuff because of
But
the
now
low
you
budget.
edit your videos, of course. Right?
Yes, actually, I've shifted to CapCut after I discovered it, and I use it often. Yeah,
On your phone, right? Yeah.
on my iPad. Because the only reason I shifted to iMovie was because I got my iPad in the second half of 2022. Otherwise, I'd still be making those screen recorded content. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
And I was-
I see.
and I was mostly a Piggy YouTuber. All I played in Roblox was Piggy. Yeah,
Also, by the way,
yeah.
I have a question that isn't really part of the topic for today's podcast.
It's fine.
So since it's not even connected, I'm just going to ask you through
Uh-huh.
Discord.
Wait, can I reveal it to the others?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, you can ask me. Or why don't you just tell me?
Oh yeah. You know what? Yeah, fine. So I've been wondering if we could do more like, you remember episode 14, right? When we were just saying Biggie.
Yeah.
I kinda want more like those type of videos where we just play games.
Honestly, I've actually wanted to do that. Like, if we were all complete, we would just be the squad who who played games. Like, all of us would just play games in Roblox. Not even just Piggy. Like, games in general. Like, me, you, Drawing Gaming, Supercan, and Matthews, just playing in one server. It would actually be fun.
Yeah.
I actually want to. But we have to fix the schedule first. Wait, I love how it came full circle.
Yeah.
It just... Like, we shifted away from the topic, and we made a full circle back to the topic.
Yeah, let's just go back to the problems. What was the other problem? What are the other problems?
So that's pretty much every problem. We may create new ones.
Or there might be problems that we like to know.
Yeah, but there's one thing about problems. They're uncontrollable, you know?
There's like some problems where you just can't fix.
No, like, yeah, there are problems like that, but the fact that there even are problems is way out of our control.
Yeah.
But you wanna know one lesson?
What?
If there's a problem, there's a solution.
Yes.
You wanna know why?
Why?
Because God gives us problems, but He doesn't give us problems without solutions. That's why you must think to yourself, God is giving me these problems because there are solutions to them. God won't give us any problems if there is no solution. And that is the lesson.
That was very deep.
Yes,
Touched like that.
I know, but we're very religious people, you know?
Yeah, you are the most religious out of the out of the five of us.
But I also make a bunch of jokes that are against religions, which is kind of ironic. But I don't mean to disrespect other religions or my religion. Like, it's just jokes. You know why it's called jokes? Because they're meant to be jokes. They're not meant to be taken seriously. You know?
Yeah, but there's some jokes that just, it's just offensive, to the point that you shouldn't really say those jokes.
Yeah. We also have to keep in mind about those jokes, so you guys gotta be careful. So, pretty much all we did in this podcast was just solve problems and talk about problems and solutions to them. Yeah. Also, can you give me one more problem that seems impossible that seems impossible to solve, but there's actually one solution?
I can't think of. What I will say, one problem that I can think of is devices. Some of us have like PC, some of us has low end devices. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, but
they're the very reasons why they can't attend in these podcasts.
Yeah, but you want to know one thing about you?
What?
You have no problems with devices because you are the device.
What?
You're cooled PC.
Oh! I actually didn't add that in my name.
Yeah, so you're the device itself,
Yeah. Matter of fact, I am a PC. I'm
Yeah.
extremely cool.
Yeah. Just remember not to overheat because if you overheat, you're cooked. No pun intended.
I extremely hope my user does not like play games that are above my memory because I am going to overheat and then I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Anyways, is this very end off?
So let's just do a quick. Let's just do a quick review of the podcast. So we basically talked about problem and solution and how problems is this one thing that you can't solve, and solutions are basically the answers to these problems. And we talked about the problems in our podcasts, whether that's data privacy, screen recording, schedule, and then after that, me and PC just talked about random stuff. And that's pretty much all we did.
Exactly.
So we hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe, and share this with a friend to support us.
Yahoo!
So you're gonna say it
I
like the but
say
anyways
the
thing,
what now?
like the but anyways thing. You know.
You say it. You say it. You're the host anyway.
Okay, but anyways, we'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, peace out. Bye-bye.
Yahoo! Matthew, sir, wait.
Post-credit scene. So here's post-credit scene. Hey, Matthews.
Yo.
So it's a good time. We just talked about some stuff in the podcast. You know, problem and solution.
Wait, Matthews, were you here before me and you had to go? And then you just came back right after we finished?
Yeah, basically yes.
But actually, let's do another outro. Because why
I
not?
just ate, by the way. That's fine.
Oh,
Yeah, that
okay.
makes-
I just ate. Plus, I got a bit tired of doing the podcast, so I left for a bit.
Also, one question, Matthews.
Yo.
Since 6 is a problematic schedule, we actually explained why 6 is problematic. Should we change the schedule of the podcast?
There's already a poll in the GC.
Yeah, there's a poll.
Yeah, there is a poll in the GC.
So you can vote in. So you want to change it?
Yeah, I changed already.
Okay. Nice. So this is actually a lit post-credit scene, you know? Which is actually crazy.
Indeed.
So you guys want to do the outro again?
Sure.
Okay, but this time we're singing, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so we hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, Matthews, hello. Hello, Matthews.
Yo.
We're doing the outro.
Yeah, alright.
We hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video,
Leave a like and subscribe.
and share this with a friend to support us. You gonna
But
appreciate.
anyways, we hope you have a good day and peace out.
Until then, peace out. Bye bye.